What's up, everybody? Welcome to HauntScene Live. My name is Johnny Bronto. With me back this week, we've got...
Hello, this is Melissa with HauntScene. Hi, guys.
So what'd you do last weekend?
So last week I was in California, and I did some haunts and Halloween stuff out there.
Okay.
So I did Halloween Disneyland. I did Not Scary Farm for the very first time, which is amazing. I'm going to tell you guys about that later. And I did HHN Hollywood for the second year.
Very cool. Yeah, it's crazy. We don't have any pictures for Disneyland's Not So Scary Halloween Mickey party.
We don't.
It's not really our demographic.
No.
No. So sorry for you Disney fans. All right, so those of you that are tuning in at home, do me a favor. There's a share button down below. Make sure you share this to all your people. Get it out to all your characters, all your family, friends, co-workers, random people you met on the street.
Strangers,
Whataburger employees.
In-N-Out employees.
Whatever you got to do. Just get it out to people. We'd like to get a good crowd here. All right, so looks like we got a decent amount of people already watching, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to start off by talking about some North Florida haunts. Now, on Friday, I left, I was at a real estate convention, boring. No, actually, it was pretty fun. But I left Sapphire at Universal, and I went right to Gainesville, and I did Torment Factory, so we'll be talking about that. Then I left Gainesville and drove from there to Jacksonville, which is like the most nightmarish drive ever. It was like torrential downpour and like a lightning storm, and I had no cell phone signal the whole way, and I only saw like 2 gas stations, so that's a scary drive. Stayed in a hotel on Friday night, and then Saturday I was able to go to Warehouse 31 Unleashed and 13th floor in Jacksonville. They both gave me lights on walkthroughs, so we'll be talking about that. Unfortunately, you didn't get a chance to go.
I didn't, unfortunately.
But they were...
But I heard it was amazing.
I had so much fun last weekend.
I heard it was really cool.
All right, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about. No, I want to Disney. I'm sorry, View from the Cheap Seats. Sorry, Kyle.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
Sorry, guys.
I apologize. Maybe next.
We'll
maybe
do,
next
do
week
like
we'll cover Disney.
We're gonna do Disney scene, and then we'll be Disney vloggers.
Disney
We'll
scene.
set the food on the trash can and take a picture of it. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, so Torment Factory, brand new haunt this year in Gainesville. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up here because we can't dally this episode. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's switch over to Torment Factory. Here's some basic information. Apologize in advance if I have any of this wrong. This was actually pulled from a slide we had in our haunt preview because I got lazy. So tormentfactory.com, they're on all the social medias. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on basically everything. They're the ones that got in trouble for sending a serial killer letter to somebody here, which I think I have actually. No, it's down there. I'm not going to get it. But we did talk about that in my unboxing video. So went out to Torment Factory. They gave me in the box. They gave me a VIV pass, a very important victim pass, and they had one for you too, but you were not there.
Did you get one? Did you get it anyway?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
I have.
guess.
Okay, even though I didn't go, I still got one. Yeah.
So I got some pictures here. Make sure you guys are following Torment Factory on social media. Up to all kinds of good stuff in their first year. Now the whole thing wasn't open. They had a couple of their experiences they were still working on, but I did get a chance to do a big chunk of it. So I'm going to talk about what I was able to experience here, and make sure you chime in if you have any questions.
Okay.
All right, so let's take a look. Let's go to Torment Factory. So I got there right at like 5 o'clock-ish in Gainesville. I've never been to Gainesville before, so where I was, not much to look at, I guess. So I'm not going to... I know that there's stuff up there, but yeah. All right, so here's their information, but you can get it all on their webpage. When in doubt, always go to the webpage to get the most up-to-date information. But here's their calendar. So we're here on the 2nd, so we still got plenty of time to head up to Torment Factory and check this out. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Hold on.
Slight technical difficulties.
Slight technical difficulties. Oh, there it is. Ha. Okay. All right, so started off in their main kind of hangout area. This is the observatory. It's black lit. It's very, very cool. They got a bar.
Awesome.
So I may or may not have had a couple drinks, which probably didn't go well with me being under the weather, in retrospect. But if you take a look here at the top left, they got some pretty cool photo ops. They got one of those hanging half bodies where you can stick your head through here. Very, very cool. If you look at the top right, this is Tony. Tony's the guy that runs Torment Factory. And I got a chance to take a picture with him afterwards. He got up on stage, thanked all the sponsors. There's a good amount of people there. They had some hors d'oeuvres, they had some drinks, they had a lot of their characters walking around in the haunt. So after hanging out here for a little bit, they did give us me, a walkthrough tour. I guess you were there in spirit.
I was there in spirit.
But yeah, so they gave us a lights on walkthrough tour. One of their staff walked us through. And then we kind of came back in the main observatory area and then hung out for a little bit. I had some other people there. Big shout out to the Freaks of HHN if you guys are watching. I did the escape room with them. We'll talk about that here in a moment. And then it was time to do the haunt. So let's take a look. So this is at a YMCA building here. Here's some of the characters you're going to see, some of the characters that you're going to see walking around. And they have a lot of really cool face characters. I didn't want to spend a ton of time just looking at a million pictures. I did take a lot of pictures this weekend. So you got the Abraham Gamey at the bottom right. That's going to be your main serial killer character. The Torment Factory is basically his story from when he's growing up to the height of his serial killer career, I guess if you want to call it that. And then what happens after that. It's very, very, very cool. Walk through with the lights on, and then a little bit later we were able to walk through the full show lighting. All the characters, I got to give you guys some props. Definitely gave it your all. Very aggressive, very loud characters. So they definitely got me a couple times. I do have a full walkthrough, but it didn't actually show up on the video very well. I did not do the YMCA thing, Ronnie. But if you are here watching this from Torment Factory, give me some love. Give me some loves in the chat, or hit that heart a couple times. Anybody from Torment Factory, if you happen to be watching, or if you've had a chance to experience Torment Factory, go ahead and give me some love, and we'll try to keep an eye on that. All right. So let's move on here. Here's some of the characters. Really, really good costumes. I was a big fan of this guy at the very, very top left. He had this crazy clown mask on. Yeah, it's super creepy. It's even creepier in person.
Yeah.
It's even creepier when he's popped out
Even
of
running into him in the haunt, I'm assuming?
Yeah. He popped out of their laser swamp, which is really cool.
Oh, I love those. Those are my favorite things.
Well, the good news is all the haunts that I did this weekend had a cool laser swamp.
Not Scary Farm had one too. It was amazing.
Right. All right, so moving on. Here's just a couple shots. I don't want to spoil too much for Torment Factory because it's actually a really, really good story here. Just a couple shots that I took here. You can see the outdoor, the building, the facade of the haunt. This huge warehouse area, which is part of the YMCA, it's basically filled to the brim with a haunt. Pretty extensive walkthrough. Got all kinds of good props in there, all kinds of things. I liked it. It was definitely a good haunt. It had some good characters in there. Unfortunately, I did get a chance to do the other haunt, which is the Horde. That's their post-apocalyptic thing that they were still working on at that point. But Feast of Fear was pretty good. Not bad for your first year. I'm expecting even more from them in the future. So at some point, maybe, I don't know if it'll be this season, but maybe in the future, maybe we can make it back out there and try it out. Gainesville's about 2 hours away from Orlando to the north. All right, so did that. Then we did the escape room. The escape room was called Your Next, or I think it's just called Next, your escape room experience. I think the original idea here, and I don't want to spoil too much, but you are in Abraham's Gamey's kitchen, basically. And they're going to do some various things leading into the escape room to try to make it more immersive. But you're in a room. I did a very cool 360 video and picture of the escape room. So if you want to check it out, it's going to be on HauntScene. You can go in and take a look here. And if you take a look here at the top left, this is going to be the Freaks of HHN. So I got to hang out with them pretty much all night. It was a good time. And we crushed the escape room. We beat it.
Did you beat it in time?
Yeah, it's a 10-minute escape room. Lots of fun.
Only 10 minutes? Well, that's not...
Well, 10 minutes is pretty... Yeah, but I mean, you got to think they want to get a lot of people through.
Oh, yeah.
The escape rooms, I think a lot of the most fun escape rooms, we did one that was based on Saw and Transworld, and it was like 3 minutes long, and it's like rapid fire.
Yeah.
You got to be on your stuff. So I had a lot of fun. I don't want to take anything away from the haunt, but man, we had such a great time in the escape room, and beating it was like a huge celebration for us.
Were there any characters in there, or you were alone?
No. I think at some point they're probably gonna put in some characters with the experience, but I don't want to give away too much.
Okay.
But basically, they start us off in a little staging area, put you in the room, lock the door, and then you got 10 minutes to get out. So.
Okay.
Good times. So if you want to do a little bit of homework, maybe a little bit of scouting, check out that 360 video that we have on HauntScene. Okay? All right, so moving on.
And we're moving on.
Cemetery, the queue area where they're going to have like the queue characters and the like food trucks and all this the other stuff. Unfortunately, that wasn't up and running. Like I said, the Horde also wasn't. So if you guys do get a chance to experience the other attractions here at Torment Factory, make sure you let us know how that went, so we can learn about it. So, hello everybody in the chat. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Joe. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Beverly. And I think I just missed you guys the other weekend at something. So, I saw you guys at C-Hack. I want to hook up with you guys. All right, so moving on. So let's move on to the next one. I think that's it for that one. Oh, no, that's right. They did give us, because HauntScene saves you money, a coupon code. If you just go to the torrentfactory.com website and you put in the coupon code HauntScene, I added this the last second, that's why I forgot it. You're going to save $5 on the 2 Haunt Bundle Pass and add-on More Fear Glow in the Dark Necklace. So they're going to give you a necklace, and this is going to bring characters to you.
Oh, that's cool.
You are basically saying, I want a more terrifying experience, maybe a more tormented experience. See what I did there?
I see. Very nice.
So the $5 off is basically going to make that at no cost. So we're giving you the upgrade for free. So I want to thank Tony and everybody from the Torment Factory for providing that to you. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. What's up?
Hello, guys.
Meritaire. What's up, Kevin? Am I doing a live podcast from OD this year? We'd love to do lots of stuff with OD. We'll be out there on Friday, so we'll see what we can get up to.
Friday or Saturday?
Saturday. Sorry.
Friday we have Petrified Forest.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go into what we're getting into this weekend. My schedule's starting to run together a little bit.
I'm really excited for this weekend.
I am so excited
Can't wait.
too. All right, so I think that's going to be it for Torment Factory. So yeah, tormentfactory.com, check it out. Lots of stuff. Good haunt. Give it a thumbs up. Have a good time. I don't know if they're going to have this every night or if it was just for the media event, but they did have like a DJ and music and things like that. I'm not 100% sure, but this can be reserved. So if you guys want to reserve that particular area, get more details at tormentfactory.com. And it was a lot of fun.
I hope to try this one next year, since I missed out on it.
Mary Terre. Sorry, I killed your name, but it's all good. What's up, Matt? What's up, everybody? Mary Terre. Sorry, I screwed it up. Okay, so then, like I said, I took the drive, the nightmare from Gainesville Drive to Jacksonville. There is no easy way to get there. There's no freeway, no nothing. You're basically taking countryside roads with no cell phone signal. Very scary. That was probably the scariest part of my whole weekend.
Yeah.
Was that drive.
It's basically like driving through a horror movie.
Yeah, it was driving through a horror movie.
Real life horror movie.
All right, so let's go over, and next we're going to talk about the 13th floor. Now I'm going to try to kind of frame this in order of what I did. I stayed at a hotel on Friday night, woke up, and then I actually went to Warehouse 31 Unleashed first and did a lights on walkthrough tour there. Then I left there and went to 13th floor, did a lights on walkthrough, and just kind of hung out in the area and actually did their full experience. So we're going to talk about 13th floor first, and then we'll circle back to Warehouse 31. All right, so 13thfloorjacksonville.com. You can get all the information, all the ticket information, all the ticketing options. Go to 13th floor. They do have some things they're working on right now, like an escape room and some other things that are going to be built into the haunt. So keep an eye out for that. I think they're going to be doing different holiday events, so we might have an excuse to go back up there.
Sweet.
Which is going to be kind of cool. So
and
if you
they
guys...
do some Wednesdays, too. That's
pretty cool. Yeah, so they got some stuff going towards the later in the season. So I want to reach out to Ashley. Thank you so much for answering all my questions. and working with us to come out, and that was awesome. Loved it. So let's talk about the Lights On walkthrough tour. It was amazing. A lot of times, and this is not to take anything away from any haunts, but some haunts, when they build them, the show lighting hides like the imperfections in the haunts, and that's fine because that's how haunts work. But even the Lights On walkthrough of 13th floor was like flawless. Like everything was like perfectly engineered, and it was pretty awesome. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
It's okay. I sneeze, so it balances out.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Okay?
I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Get all choked up because 13th floor is amazing. So 13th floor, and if you're not aware, 13th floor is actually like a huge haunt company, and they have many different locations all over the U.S. So they're like kind of like a brand. So obviously, being a brand of haunts, you got a little bit more of a budget. And I will say the Lights On walkthrough was, it was like rivaling like walking through like a Disney attraction or anything you're going to find in a theme park at Horror Nights or whatever. It was amazing. It was badass. And that's just a Lights On tour. So Erica, thank you for walking me through that. That was really, really cool. So love that a lot. So moving on here now, 13th floor, kind of going along the lines of being a larger company, did not allow the video or pictures. I only got like one picture the whole time I was there, basically. So not a lot to show you, but I did pull some stuff from their website. So let's go ahead and take a look there. And I do have their trailer. Let's actually look at that first. So let me turn this on. All right, so we're going to play the trailer that they put out for the 13th floor in Jacksonville.
Get ready for the most fun you've ever had. Getting scared. The world's famous 13th floor comes to Jacksonville. Scary should always be this fun. 13th floor haunted house.
Gotta unmute myself. Hi, remember this time.
You gotta remember that, Johnny.
All right, so that was the trailer that they put out on the 13th floor website here. So I did a little bit of research with 13th floor, and if you go to 13th floor Jacksonville, and you scroll down to the very, very bottom of the page, there's a link to the 13th floor attractions, and they've got stuff all over the place. So let's take a look here, and I think I screen capped it, but let me take a look. So here, it might be a little hard to see on the screen, but I'm seeing 6 different 13th floor locations, a couple of House of Torment locations, Nashville Nightmare, New Orleans Nightmare. We'll have to do that when we're in New Orleans.
Yes.
A couple haunted hay rides here, Terror on the Fox, Fear Farm, City of the Dead. They also have some traveling events and some special events that they get up to. So this is a big operation here.
I'm kind of upset I missed this one. I'm so
weren't.
sad.
You were in California.
I'm so sad. I know.
Next year, don't go to California.
Doing stuff out there. Yeah.
I
hope I can do this one next year.
Yeah, it was good. Now let's talk about the show. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next one here. The only picture that I really took, and you guys love this on Instagram, so thank you for that. I did get this cool picture of this voodoo guy in the top hat here. Top hat. I don't know if he has a specific name or not, but very like top-notch costumes for their face characters here. The haunted house is broken up into 3 sections. You got Legend of the Saw, you got Dead End Street, and you've got your Cursed Voodoo. Legend of the Saw is going to be your backwoods, murderers. Dead End District's going to be your zombies, and Cursed Voodoo is going to be your voodoo stuff. And that's really oversimplifying it. I know, I'm sorry, but for the sake of time, that's your basic concepts. You can get more information on the website. Thank you guys. If I see some people were here from 13th floor, so that's cool. I see a lot of people here also chiming in for Warehouse 31. We'll get to you guys in a moment. Michael, Brandon, Savannah, Brandon, everybody here, Emily, Brooke, Kevin, all these people. I love all you. Thank you guys for watching the show. Make sure you hit that share button down below. Get it out to all your people here. The show was, as you can imagine, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I was really, really impressed. Good scares, good costuming. They had some animatronics in there. And a lot of times when you see larger animatronics, a lot of times they're used in a large space. So like if you have a large animatronic, it's got a lot of space around it. Here, I will admit, 13th floor, they took their animatronics and they put them in fairly tight-knit areas, like you were actually like walking like really by them. And that was really effective. And I've seen some of the animatronics before, either on videos or other areas here, but walking, just the scale of these things was amazing. Lots of 2-floor type scenic there. Everything was gorgeous from top to bottom. You start off in the Legend of the Saw, I believe, and I apologize if it's running together. Once again, I've got all kinds of cough medicine going through my brain. But it was scary. It's definitely a scary haunt. It's not ha-ha scary. It's scary, scary. So that was a lot of fun. Obviously I couldn't do pictures or video in there, so I don't remember all the specifics. I just remember like my eyes just being like wide open the whole time because there was so much to look at in there. Characters did a great job. The way that everything was designed, the animatronic placement. A little bit of a spoiler. They do have in the Voodoo section, if you were a fan of the Dead Waters last year at Horror Nights with a huge riverboat set, you get to see it again.
Oh, that's
they
cool.
got a really cool riverboat set that you walk through for the Voodoo
I think
stuff.
I'm catching real cold.
So it was awesome.
That's really
cool.
cool.
I'm not getting you sick.
I think you are.
Okay. I hope like a bubble.
We have to put you in a bubble.
I mean, hazmat suit. Okay, so it was all really, really good. Everything was top notch. I was a big fan. They have a combination. It's like a laser swamp / like maze, and it's like waist high, and all the walls are waist high too. And all you see is this huge sprawling laser swamp, and that was a really cool effect.
I love laser swamps.
Yeah, so
those are my
really
favorite
cool.
part of haunts.
So thank you so much for 13th floor. I really, really loved everybody I met with the staff. Was really, really cool. So you guys rocked it out. Good stuff. The cool part about Jacksonville with these two haunts, 13th floor and Warehouse 31 Unleashed, is they are literally 10 minutes apart. You can't do one without doing the other. So they're really, really close in proximity to each other. All right, so Dylan, Amanda, Ashley, Javoris, you guys are all amazing. So thank you. Good job. Keep kicking ass at your haunt. What else we got here? Another thing that they have on location, and this is not really haunt related, well, kind of, I guess, is they have what's called Class Axe, which is like a shooting range, but for throwing axes. And they've got all kinds of different hosts and games and lanes and stuff like that. And there were some people that were doing that when I was there, and it looked like a lot of fun. So maybe you need something to do during the day. I'll have to look up their specific hours, but Class Axe was pretty badass. Hey! You guys get that one for free.
Hey, good
all
job.
right.
John, don't leave me hanging.
Okay.
Good job.
Sorry. All right, so 13th floor, rock and roll. All right, so we're going to move on here to Warehouse 31 Unleashed. And let's go ahead, and I actually have a special clip from the Warehouse 31 Unleashed, but let's go ahead and play their trailer here if I can get this to work right. All right, so there it is. There's their promo. And let's go ahead and hit play. Okay, then I gotta unmute myself. Yes, Frogman, you are the MVP of North Florida. So Frogman, put your little frog symbol in the chat so everybody can see who you are again, because Frogman's the man. Okay. All right. So Warehouse 31, that was their promo that they put out. Warehouse 31. Now this one has been open previously. They did a Valentine's Day event that I meant to go to last year, but I didn't get a chance to go, so that's kind of a bummer. Got a chance to, when I first arrived, I was waiting on somebody to arrive. They were getting some balloons and stuff. Brandon, thank you for everything, chatting up and everything, and hooking us up with the tickets and everything. I got to meet the owner, Tommy. So Tommy, thanks for chatting. I love talking to haunters. I do. I love peeking behind the curtain, but I also like talking to haunters just to see their input. How they view things. It's very, very cool. So we had a pretty good, candid conversation. So appreciate you guys there. Yeah, I unmuted myself. I just got to remember.
I know you did that. You did that twice already.
That's all right. It's getting quicker every time. I need to program it to where it unmutes when the video goes.
Yeah.
Or something like that. All right, so yeah, Warehouse 31. Okay, so I did a Lights On walkthrough tour, kind of in a little bit of a hurried pace. They've got 4 haunts there. Here's their information, warehouse31unleashed.com. They also have another location in Savannah. I could be wrong there, I believe, but check that out. They're on social media. Make sure you follow them everywhere. Warehouse 31 Unleashed on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. Follow them, all the things. You Warehouse 31 people. So, all right, I see you guys in there representing. So give me some love. Why don't you guys hammer that heart button? Show me that you're from Warehouse 31. I had so much fun at this haunt. It was ridiculous. Like I said, the 13th floor, scary haunt. Warehouse 31, lots of great scares, and a complete blast. Like, when I left there, I was completely soaked. I had fallen on my ass a couple times and a couple different things. That. Some of the slides in me did not really agree with me very well. I actually showed her because I was able to thank you, Tommy, for letting me videotape or video the whole thing. I didn't actually have a videotape. I know,
going back to the 80s.
Yeah, I'd have to flip the tape over. I'm just kidding. Do you flip tapes over? I don't remember.
No, rewind it.
Anyways, so but I showed her the full walkthrough just so she could kind of get a sense of it.
It was pretty badass.
And she was really
amazing.
impressed with the whole thing.
I'm super sad I missed that.
But
I probably would have peed myself.
I was there. Okay.
It looked intense.
All right, so let's talk about some details here. So let me move on to, there we go. All right, so here's the group photo I took at the end. Here's like a lot of their face characters. So I did like a little snapshot. Cool. They have a really cool outdoor area. It's got a bunch of hearses and things that you can take pictures with. A lot of good photo ops, people to talk to you and interact with you. Interactive characters, very, very cool. The guy in the crown here, want to give a shout out to you. I don't know if he warned everybody that I was coming through, but I felt like I got a little bit extra from the Warehouse 31 crew. So I think they were coming after me. Like, look out for that large ginger coming through with a camera. Make sure you get him. Because she watched the video. It seemed like they were out to kill me.
It was pretty cool.
All right. So here's the characters here. I'm going to move on here. Here's going to be your haunt lineup at the Warehouse 31 Unleashed in Jacksonville. You got your Dark Waters. That's going to be your Voodoo haunt. Cool. You got your Lockdown. That's going to be your zombie and outbreak type haunt. Mr. Tasty's Meat Factory, which has the best name ever. That's going to be your Slaughterhouse type haunt. And then Slaughter Circus is your clown type haunt with super demented clowns. And I guess the night before they had this other group of clowns come through. And I guess there are varying types of hardcore clowns, cult kill you clowns. And I guess that they were there the night before, but I didn't get a chance to experience that. They also have a ghost ship. Remember when we went to Transworld, they had that huge ghost ship?
Yep.
Yeah, they bought it, and it's sitting outside of Warehouse 31.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so you can see it right from the road. I didn't get a chance to walk through the ghost ship. I think I was just so freaking blown away by Warehouse 31 Unleashed that I didn't even think to. I was just like, I guess I'm just going to go home now. And my mind was just going a million miles an hour. Yeah. All right, so if you guys are in the different sections of Warehouse 31, give me some love. Tell me where you guys were, and then let me know if you remember me coming through. I'm pretty hard to miss. So maybe you got me. This is going to be a haunt that's going to have your, it's going to make you bend down a little bit, crawl through a couple things. Just be prepared for that. I think there are bypasses, though, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, so let's... see what I got here.
We're going to watch that clip again?
I put together just like a 40-second clip of one section of Mr. Tasty's Meat Factory with permission. I don't want to spoil too much because I want you guys to get out there and definitely do these haunts. Warehouse 31 it was an absolute blast. And not to take anything away from 13th Floor, because 13th Floor was great, but for a fun factor, like a funny ha-ha / scary type thing, this one wiped me out. Like, I was exhausted by the time I got out of this haunt, and it was pretty awesome. So
what was that?
Both these haunts were great.
Totally remember you hitting your back against the wall.
Yeah,
I parkoured over my bed to get you.
Yes, there were people that were jumping over things to get me.
That's so cool.
And I was trying to video with my camera the whole time, so I did smack like back up into a bunch of walls, and that makes it even scarier. Like I was telling her, I felt like I was in a horror movie for like 20 minutes straight walking
it looked like
the
it.
whole thing. She saw it.
I heard a lot of oh shit.
Yeah, there were some expletives in there.
There were a lot of swearing.
So rock and roll. Okay, so let's talk about what we got next. So here's a couple shots. I did more video than pictures here. I didn't really think to take a bunch of pictures when I was walking through, but here's a couple of the facades. Oh man. Here's a couple of the facades for the couple different things. There was a really neat neon spider that I think you would have enjoyed.
Oh, I definitely would have enjoyed that.
Yeah,
so much.
The facades were great. Facades were really, really good. They are broken up. One of the things, just to kind of circle back a little bit to 13th Floor, is the first haunt, which is, I believe, the voodoo one. No, the Saw one. You kind of get through all of that and you take a break, like you go outside and come in another entrance, and then the other two haunts run together. They're not exactly labeled for the different haunts. That's a little different here with Warehouse 31 Unleashed, is you are clearly at almost a stop and start for every single haunt. So yeah. All right. So Warehouse 31 was absolutely balls out amazing.
That spider is probably one.
I'm actually kind of bummed that I didn't get a chance to do this retroactively last February. If you do another Valentine's Day event, we will definitely be back out there doing that. You guys, I missed it, Becca, but we killed it. Yes, you guys did amazing.
Hey, Kobe.
Yep. What's up, Savannah, Jonathan, Gideon, Louie, Gunner, Colby, all you folks. You guys were badass. Jeremy. I was the handsome clown out front with the button cheeks and goatee. There were lots of handsome clowns, so I don't know which one you were. Just kidding. All right, so here's a couple things that you're going to see on the outside. I guess I should have put this first. The sign outside.
That's pretty neat.
They've got different cars. They've got like a van that I would never get inside. It says free hugs on it, and there's the ghost ship right there. Balls out is the best way to describe the guys in Warehouse. Yes, balls out. Balls out.
Oh yeah, there's a ship.
Yeah, there's a ship right there.
Yeah.
So these day pictures don't really do it justice, because this is it's kind of like a boxed-in area, and they've got some food trucks and things there, and it's a place to kind of hang out and experience it. Ran into a couple HauntScene fans there, so if you guys are, if you're the people I talked to outside, thank you for watching the show. You guys were rock and roll. Highly recommended everything in Jacksonville. Everything in North Florida, I can't say enough about it. I had a really, really good time. I love doing haunts back-to-back like that sometimes. A lot of people think that, when there are two haunts and they're really in close proximity, that's like competition. I like it as an opportunity. Do one, do the other. Do
one
both.
After the other. Just
Haunt United. Hashtag Haunt United.
Hit them all.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So for those of you that did not get a chance to check out Warehouse 31 yet, I do have an exclusive clip from Mr. Tasty's Meat Factory. Spoiler alert, but it's not very long. So if you see yourself in here, I want you to go nuts in the chat. Okay? All right, so let's do this. Let's go and let's make this other video happen while I mute myself.
Lots of money from you! Move to the grinder! Go! Ah! Give me that! I want to
Must keep you alive!
Neat.
All right. So yeah, that was just a little taste, a little appetizer from Mr. Tasty's Meat Factory, and that whole house was great. I can't pick a favorite. All you guys did great. Definitely a good mix of genres there. I just saw somebody post something there. I was the dining room zombie. I was the dining room 13th floor. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, Jax is definitely a haunt destination, so you guys keep it up there. Yes, big meat, good time. So Warehouse 31, awesome. So had a really great weekend, a great haunt weekend, maybe one of the best haunt weekends ever. And I think I was a little more excited about this weekend because this was our first weekend of independent haunts. Not saying that I don't like going, but we've been wrapped up in theme park stuff for the last couple weeks. And after a while, even though I love them, I hit like a little bit of a lull, and I am ready to do the independent stuff. So thank you for everybody. Thank you for everybody that brought it. You guys all brought it this weekend. I have nothing bad to say about any of this characters. You guys were all amazing all weekend long on all 3 locations. So keep kicking ass. All right. So
I'm sorry I didn't make it out.
She was there in spirit.
I missed a lot, but I'm hoping to make it out next year.
Yeah.
So, or if we decide to make a special trip out again,
could be
this year.
It's
maybe
it's a little bit of a hike, but maybe if we split the drive-in. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
All right. So definitely highly recommended. You go out and do all the stuff, do all the things. All right. So let's see there. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the main screen for a moment. Take a deep breath. So I'm all fired up about the haunts that I did last weekend. Good job.
So like, I had fun in California, but I mean, I'm so sad I missed out on all this.
She was at theme parks.
I was, but I did do Not Scary Farm for the first time, and I always wanted to do Not Scary Farm.
I know. Yeah, I'm a little jealous. All right. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to start winding down a little bit. Thank you guys for kicking ass, and let's move on. Let's talk about what Melissa got up to. So we're going to kind of flip the script now, and she's going to talk and be very descriptive, and I'm going to be very inquisitive about California. It was funny, too, because before we get there, I was talking to a couple folks at Warehouse 31, and they're like, were you just in California? And I was like, well, HauntScene's not really there yet. We don't have the HauntScene private plane to make us go back and forth. But no, you were there representing over there. Okay.
Yes, Kobe. Yes, I did. And I remember you.
All right.
I miss you, Kobe.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to West Coast haunts. So Melissa had an opportunity to do Not Scary Farm, which I think is just kind of funny when you say it, not scary. Was it scary?
Not Scary Farm. It was scary.
It should be very scary.
It was very scary.
Okay.
It's not like it wasn't not scary. It was scary.
All right. I guess that works. So we've got... That actually worked out good, the timing there.
That's actually very good timing, yeah.
Yeah.
You did very well in that, Johnny.
All right, don't be getting mad at each other in the chat, y'all. Let's talk about Knott's Scary Farm. So she sent me a bunch of pictures, and tell me about Knott's Scary Farm. Break it down for me in 5 minutes.
So there was
All right, you're done.
there was 9 haunted houses, very well designed. They were amazing. I mean, they blew me away. The very first house that we did was Trick or Treat. And yeah, it was there last year, and I saw a YouTube video on it.
Trick or Treat?
Yeah, Trick or
Not
Treat.
Scary?
Yes, but
Was it
yes.
Trick or Treat? Or
It was-
Trick or Treat?
Just trick or treat. Just trick or treat.
Get me confused.
And yeah, so it was basically an old-fashioned trick or treat, like the original like trick or treat is like a house, and you go in and it was it's completely in the dark, and they give you a flashlight to go through, and you basically work your way through the house with a flashlight.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think it's one of their mazes that's usually there every year, because it was there last year. They just did a twist on it where they gave you a flashlight and you worked your way through the house. Okay. And there were different trick-or-treaters that popped up in front of you. There were witches, there were ghosts, traditional trick or treat
Was it a
characters.
Was it a programmed flashlight?
No, it actually wasn't. It was just a flashlight that stayed on the entire way. And I thought it was going to flicker on and off, but it just stayed on.
Okay.
And then, because then it would be like really dark and you'll have characters that pop up out of the darkness out of nowhere, from the sides. And I learned in Not Scary Farm that they don't really use traditional boo holes. They're just scattered around the queue line. So they can pop out of over tables and chairs. They'll just be in the queue line and slam on things and scare you. Okay. So it was pretty neat. They could be right in front of you and still scare you. So I thought it was pretty cool. Cool. The Depths was definitely my favorite house.
I've heard nothing but good things.
It was amazing. You start off by going, and spoiler alert, you start off by going into a mining area, and then you work your way into basically the depths. You work your way into the ocean. There were laser fogs, and then you work your way into this one scene where there's this giant kraken and tentacles everywhere, and you walk into a ship, and the ship actually moves. Like, it was amazing, and there was characters in the queue line standing in front of you, blocking your way, and you had to work around them. Like, it was so cool.
Would you say that the house had a lot of depth?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
All right.
And then they had Paranormal Inc., which started off pretty cool. It started off with you enter this room, and they put everyone into one big room, and it's like a paranormal show. So they scatter you out, and they show you this ghost that escapes. And this ghost comes flying over you, and they basically just scatter you into the haunt, and the ghost chase you throughout the haunt.
That's cool.
So, they use a lot of special effects there, which I really liked. They have, on the top right corner, which is Dark Ride, it's your basic dark ride, like, what is it, like carnival type ride?
Okay.
Gone wrong. It was a rundown dark ride, and the characters are on the loose coming to get you. So yeah, it was pretty cool. And this guy in the middle here, this is like a ghost cowboy. He was actually at one of the dining, like a character type dining that they do, and Not Scary Farm. You can pay to do dining, and all the characters walk around and see you. They had this guy, they had two clowns, and they had some other characters, and they all had their own little backstory.
Oh, that's cool.
Apparently this cowboy got killed by a guy with a hammer walking around, and they just go around telling their backstories. And then once you do the dining, they let you into the park early.
Oh,
they
cool.
let you in about an hour and a half early before everyone else does, and you get to wander the park and do things before the general public, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's pretty dope.
So, and then the one at the bottom left, that's the hanging. That's the facade for the hanging, which is their show that they normally do every year. It's kind of like Bill and Ted. It's a parody show. So they make fun of recent pop culture. So, which I was excited to see, seeing how Bill and Ted used to be at HHN in Orlando. It kind of brought back memories of Bill and Ted. So that was nice to watch.
Okay. So, because I've never been to Not Scary Farm, at least not yet, where would you put this? Like, would you put this on the level of like a Howl-O-Scream or like a Horror Nights?
I would say it's more like Howl-O-Scream.
Okay. Would you say it's better than Howl-O-Scream?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, we go to Howl-O-Scream.
See, I don't like to rate them, but
I'm just saying like overall experience, like maybe like the money they put into the event or something like that.
Yeah.
It's quality of your experience.
It definitely reminded me of Howl-O-Scream. Just a little bit better.
Okay. So it was like Howl-O-Scream with some oomph.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I guess Howl-O-Scream mixed with kind of HHN.
Okay.
So it had amazing sets, amazing actors. If anyone from Not Scary Farm in California is watching this, thank you so much. I had a blast, and you guys did amazing. All the actors were on point. They were scaring me left and right. They were making me... I've never jumped so much in a house before. So, and they had... And just like you said, the laser effect, they had one of the laser effects in the depths. Okay. And as you're going through and you're walking through the lasers, they actually have swamp creatures popping up and scaring you. So it was pretty neat. Yeah. And then they had the Red Barn, which was basically their slaughterhouse type house.
All right.
So
slaughterhouses are so in this year.
And they had the victim in there, doing a great job, yelling and screaming and just be very good. So I really enjoyed it. I hope to make it back out there again and do it again because it was a lot of fun.
What about the pumpkins? Look at pumpkins.
Oh, another house they had? Yes. So they themed their areas. One area of the park was pumpkins. Another area was werewolves, traditional monsters. One area by the dark ride area was clowns. Basically clowns just unleashed in the back. And they had a lot of characters in the streets, covering ground. Like it was pretty cool. And then towards the front, they had an opening ceremony as well, which we didn't see because we got in early and we wanted to do the houses before everyone else did. So they had characters up in front. So now with the pumpkins is they had this leading up to a house which was called Pumpkin Eater. And it's basically you going into this house and you enter this pumpkin world. You going through an actual pumpkin. There's pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin world?
Hanging down. Like you got to pass through like there's pumpkin seeds and you literally pass into a pumpkin. Like it was my favorite. The Pumpkin Eater and the Depths were my favorite house.
Okay.
So to anyone working in the Pumpkin Eater, you guys were amazing.
I wish I could teleport. And just do everything.
You would have loved Pumpkin Eater.
I probably would.
Pumpkin Eater was pretty cool.
Pumpkin thing going on.
Yep.
All right, so we got to move on. We got 13 minutes left, so let's talk about Horror Nights Hollywood.
They basically, so this was my second year going out to Universal Hollywood. I went out for the first time in 2015. I like it. You know, it's definitely a different event compared to HHN Orlando. It's rather smaller than Orlando because they have two levels. They have, stuff on the upper level and they have stuff on the bottom level. And they also have the Terror Tram, which I love. That's one of my favorite parts of HHN Hollywood. So they had 7 houses and they had the Walking Dead attraction, which we did for the first time, which was amazing. So they shared all the same IPs with Orlando, and the one house that was different, they had the First Purge as a main house. They had Horrors of Blumhouse, which featured Truth or Dare and Unfriended. Ours has Happy Death Day and the First Purge. And the other different house was the Monsters, the Universal Classic Monsters, which was my favorite house. This house was amazing. It featured all the classic monsters from Dracula to Frankenstein, Wolfman, Invisible Man. So it was pretty cool. And then one thing I noticed about California too is you can actually film in the houses, like all the houses, even the IPs, which you can't do in Orlando. So I thought that was cool. We were going through the houses.
Media night.
That's true. The media night is the only night you can do it, but every other night in Hollywood you can film through them. So I was able to film the Universal Monsters and Halloween 4, but it was just really dark in there, so it didn't come out very well. Yes, so they featured the First Purge as a maze, which was really cool because I was a fan of the movie, so I did enjoy the house. And the house did actually get some decent wait times. I mean, it got up from 90 to 100 minutes throughout the night.
Did you do the Express?
We did not do Express. We got in early. We got the after 2 p.m. pass, and when you get in, you can go down to the lower level, and they'll let you wait down there until the house is open. They open as early as 4:45 p.m.
What?
Yep. And then you go from one house to another, kind of like Orlando. So we did Stranger Things first, because that one got a big wait, and then it brought us to Trick or Treat, and then it brought us right down to the lower lot. That's where we did the Purge, Blumhouse, and Poltergeist.
Oh, you know what? I actually forgot to include the thing for Stranger Things. How was their Stranger Things house?
Stranger Things was really cool. I mean, I don't like to say one or the other. I prefer Orlando's, but Stranger Things out there was really cool. It was different.
Okay.
It was definitely different. So it was the same as ours, just different layout. Trick or Treat also was different. They had I'm not familiar with the Trick or Treat names. Like they had the main house in the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
The other one.
The principal.
No, it was the one with the lady and the guy were in front of the house. They had that house instead of the old man's house.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then they had it all lit up at night. They had orange lights on it, so it was pretty cool.
Cool.
But definitely different layout. And spoiler alert, you go into the scenes of the house, and then there's dark black rooms with characters popping out and getting you. Then you go through the scenes, dark black rooms. So definitely a different layout compared to Orlando.
How was their Poltergeist house?
The poltergeist was pretty neat. You enter the house, so they actually built the house. If you see at the top right corner of the page there, you enter the house, whereas Orlando, you enter the pool area, right, and then make your way into the house. And then so you enter through the house and you enter through the living room where you see the TV and you see Caroline, and then you work your way into the kitchen area, and then towards the back is when you hit the entities.
Okay.
And they had
Did
one.
they have the chairs in the kitchen?
Yes,
Okay,
they had the
cool.
chairs set up, and you enter the kitchen on the right, and then they had the chairs set up on the left. And their room, in Orlando when they kind of do the effect like it's moving, but it's not really moving. In Hollywood, the bed was actually moving in the twisted scene.
Oh, cool.
With the branches coming through the window.
Oh, very
and
cool.
at one point, the clown came from under the bed, and it made me jump. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I hate when
So-
that happens.
And then they had the clowns towards the end, and they had the big white entity come out. This big, huge skull just comes right at you twice towards the end of the house. So, in the top left, you see the purge entrance for the first purge. There wasn't.
Did they have the contact lens scene?
They did at one point, yes.
Okay, God.
Yes, they did. And they had a mannequin room, an entire mannequin room with static mannequins and real actors.
Oh, that's cool.
Dressed, just looked like the mannequin, so they blended in pretty well.
Cool.
And then they had a actor out in front of the Purge house that was actually giving out pamphlets to participate in the first Purge. I asked him, because I was decked out in my HauntScene gear, but he
immersive.
said he wouldn't give it to media groups. So unfortunately, I didn't get one.
Aw.
So, and I don't know if anyone saw me out there. I was decked out in my HauntScene stuff. The very first night that I went on Saturday. So I don't know if anyone saw me or any of the actors or not. But yeah.
Cool.
So I was definitely representing HauntScene out there.
Sounds like you had a good time
So, yep.
last weekend. Mm-hmm. Well, we both had a good time. Unfortunately, it was just separate.
What?
You
Yeah.
were in California.
It's true. We did. I covered the West Coast. Johnny covered the East Coast.
It's because we love you.
So, because we love you guys. So, and then on the bottom right, you have the Blumhouse, which I really like their Blumhouse. They had amazing sets for Truth or Dare, and Unfriended. They had, basically like mini sets from the movie. They were reenacting it, and they were coming at you with prosthetics and objects. It was pretty neat. And they had misdirection, so they would come out from the closet. They would come out from behind the curtain, just in front of you, and coming near you and scaring the life out of you.
Man, I've never seen you this fired up before.
I was so excited to be like, I really liked HHN Hollywood.
I'm like blown away.
It was a lot of fun. And I'm so glad we did it 2 nights in a row.
Right.
And then you can see the pictures for Trick or Treat, where they have the Trick or Treat rules.
You got another trick or treat rules.
And they had it all lit up at night, and they had the characters from it. They had the Snow White running around. They had the school bus kids. They had a tiny school bus. And then they had towards the front, they had the people with chainsaws, and they had like haystack bags. And one of them said Savage Sammy. And I wanted to get a picture of it to show you, but he was moving like rapid fire, and I couldn't get a picture. He wasn't really stopping for anyone. So,
right.
but yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. I'm so glad I went out there. I'm sad that I missed the Jacksonville haunts with Johnny.
all right, we'll do them again.
But I had a lot of fun in California. So
Well, all right then. Take a deep breath.
I also did Disneyland's Halloween event too. Which we don't have any picture. We don't cover Disney here, but it was a lot of fun. So
All right. All right, so we gotta wrap this thing up. So thank you for that. Thank you for all that. I really like the enthusiasm there. It was good. So next week, wrapping it up, going into next week. Next week we're gonna talk about what we're doing this weekend, which is Central Florida haunts. We don't have to drive that much or fly anywhere this week. So next week we'll be talking about Screamageddon. Screamageddon, we got a couple new attractions out there in Dade City. We'll probably stop by and get some kumquat pie because that's a bit on the show. We're not breaking that tradition. So looking
It's
forward to
pretty good.
their
I liked
media night on Thursday. Looking for some kumquat pie.
it was good. It was kind of like a mix of key lime pie.
Yeah, yeah. So
Like I had that citrus taste to it.
yeah, we'll have to do that again. Do our yearly picture with that. Doing a Petrified Forest in Altamont. That's going to be on Friday night. I heard that WJRR is going to be out there, so we might
Really?
be able to.
I like them.
Yeah, so hang out with them or say hi to them and be like, yeah, we're not you. Okay.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. I always have a good time at Petrified Forest. Never had a bad time out there. And then on Saturday, we're going to go out and do the I-4 Fear Park, which is going to be Sir Henry's Haunted Trail and Ominous Descent. And I haven't been out there as much this year. Last year when they were building the location in Bartow, I did get a chance to go out there a ton. But this year they've been working out like crazy. From what I have seen, because I drive by it a lot on I-4, it looks huge. All kinds of different like gates and architectures and signs, things like that. They definitely stepped up their game. So I am really looking forward to that. I did get a chance to walk the unthemed trail at Ominous Descent. I haven't had a chance to walk Sir Henry's yet, but it's about twice as big, maybe even larger than that. Feels bigger when you're walking through it. So if you went last year, you got to go again because it's going to be completely different this year. Okay, but I'm looking forward to hanging out with some friends this weekend. Not driving like crazy. We'll probably be at Horror Nights on Wednesday tomorrow night.
Take it easy this week because we'll be driving next week.
Yes, and then next week after we do the show on Tuesday and talk about all these things here. We're going to leave early on Wednesday and head to Atlanta to do Netherworld, which we've never done before. Highly recommended.
Pretty excited for Netherworld.
So I'm really excited about everything we're going to be doing there. Hopefully we make it back. All right, 8:57. Any other closing thoughts?
No, it was a good week.
It was.
It was a good week, good weekend.
So you see all these social media icons down here. If you are not already subscribing on YouTube, make sure you do that. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. Make sure you guys do all that. If I don't die right now. And then, so we're going to roll credits. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
If you're watching this on the replay, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. It's right down below. That way you'll be notified whenever we upload new episodes. Usually I upload the new episode right after the live broadcast, so it will be available on YouTube and kind of the backup. It's on Facebook and the backup will be on YouTube. I usually just cut off the pre-show and then yeah. So all right, so we're going to go ahead and roll credits. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, spook easy.
Happy haunting.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Give me some treats.